We have new information tonight on the Valley Transit shooting in Appleton last month, a shooting that killed driver-engineer Mitch Lundgaard and injured several others.
The Outagamie County District Attorney released information from the investigation today. NBC 26's Juliana Falk is live with the details. Juliana.
The Outagamie County District Attorney concluded the Appleton police officers involved in the shooting were justified in using deadly force against Wausau man Reuben Houston. The DA says Houston took a Lamers bus from Wausau to Milwaukee and was taking the bus back to Wausau. Soon after going to the bathroom and returning to his seat on the bus, passengers noticed he was snoring and believed he was asleep. The DA says passengers tried to wake him when they arrived in Appleton and he wouldn't respond. They called 911 thinking he was having a seizure. The fire department arrived first and noticed signs of an overdose.
The paramedic also arrives, and they identify that this is an overdose situation, and they go and prepare to administer Narcan,
a drug used to try to reverse an opioid overdose. The prosecutor says 2 doses brought Houston back to consciousness.
Officers begin talking to him and ask him what he took, and he indicated that he had taken some of his wife's morphine. I think he specifically stated he took 4 of them.
The prosecutor says officers on scene were concerned for his well-being, so they encouraged Houston to go to the hospital. But he refused and became agitated, insisting on going back to Wausau. Body camera footage from the officers shows this.
Just let him take you to the hospital, check you out, and as soon as you're released. Okay.
The prosecutor says Houston also refused to let the officers search him, then started backing away towards the library, removed a gun from his waist, and began shooting, hitting Officer Paul Christensen and firefighter Mitch Lundgaard, a shot that took Lundgaard's life.
Firefighter Lundgaard, as others had tried to move and escape, began to turn his back, crouch down a little bit for cover, bend, and start to run, at which point he had a bullet wound to his back.
The DA says Houston used Brittany Showalter as a shield. An officer taking cover behind a tree was shooting and telling Houston to drop the gun. The DA says officers used a shield to approach Houston, unaware if he was still armed, and then arrested him.
That took a couple of minutes, and it took a number of officers. Mr. Houston at that point was significantly injured, and he also was still somewhat combative at that point, or was combative at that point, and not following the directions of officers.
The DA says Houston died at a local hospital after the incident as a result of the injuries. Authorities say the goal was to help, but the call ended with the death of driver-engineer Mitch Lundgaard.